You should start the song again. Maybe only run it a minute this time.
Well, at least I got
There
the
shows it's live again. All right,
message
you're
up
back
there.
in.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. That's weird. Whatever happened there. So apologies, I guess, to
Play.
everybody that was hanging out with us earlier. We just somehow dropped the live stream, and I don't know what the fuck's going on there. It's because like it was like when you stop the StreamYard and then you end up kind of backstage. Although actually, no, you do have the option to actually stop the stream though. And I'm confused. I'm high as fuck. I don't know.
Moving right along, back in the swing.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Worst
You gotta
things have
play
happened.
play the live chat, top chat one.
Oh shit, yeah, we do that. Oh yeah, we're right off the top. So okay, give me one
Someone
second. We're gonna
playing
get the
music in
videos
the
queued up.
background. What up, Grape? Been a while. I haven't seen Spring Grape in a while either.
What's up, Grape?
Cribbly Grape.
Is Nate in
Okay.
chat? I haven't seen Nate in a while either. He's usually in chat.
We got little E-Bud.
Shit show. Everyone jump on in. It's a Friday night shit show. Grab a ball and take
Friday Night Shit Show Part 2.
Now we're all high. Let's shut our eyes. I think
And Lobster's at the shit show there over at Boof Fest down in Southern Illinois too. No,
Did you catch that? Where Grape said that somebody was playing music in the background, so we might have got cut off.
Oh,
Oh,
Maybe over the Boofer party.
I
That
didn't
was
hear it
copyright
personally,
action.
but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. But yeah, that's what he said.
Paula, do you have music on there?
And yeah, good luck with that.
I
know
don't-
if you can hear us.
I don't think my
I don't
TV
think-
was loud enough to be able to hear that on there. I could barely hear it over here, but there was every once in a while you could hear a bit of noise. I wonder if that was it, but yeah, that was weird. That's weird. Whatever happened. I gotta find the top chat live chat video, so I'm gonna just.
Can Paula hear us? Hey, Paula.
blink
I don't know
twice if you can hear us.
Paying attention.
Think twice.
I'm rolling up some of Johnny's Mean Green cookies.
No?
Do you have music on over there?
I think it's off for the moment.
Okay.
It's so
You think
loud, I
that-
probably couldn't even tell you anyway.
Well, who knows if that was what it
I
did
will
was.
always leave you on until you tell me to turn myself off. Right?
Oh yeah.
All right, so Paula, can you
Makes me
answer a
wanna
question?
bang my
Was it
head.
by any chance Fluff that was playing the music over there?
No, Fluff was not playing the music. It was Lobster was the DJ.
Damn, usually YouTube likes Lobster's taste in music too. That's fucked up. So, anyways, right, we were trying to scapegoat Fluff for our stream getting shut down.
Nope. Fluff is busy getting the lovely story from last night's extravagance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sharing them on there.
Yeah, no, that's what I don't know. I wasn't. It's fine. I was. Yeah, no, I'm just.
Just formed up a shit show, dude. I'm not. But we made it through the night and we're here today.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Fucking still fucking jealous, but so happy, you guys. It looks like G-Bay's fucking building Stonehenge over here. What you got going on, G-Bay?
This is some of the stuff I harvested a couple weeks ago. It kind of rolled around in my pocket a bit in my hunting gear, so it's a little squished. But black gelato from Jordan of the Islands. It turned out really
Very
well.
cool.
Oh, see. Don't mind my thumbnails. I was mixing soil today.
Just because I have a pause.
Yeah, man.
G-Bay's been picking his nose and scratching his bum. You can tell.
A little bit of that too.
No, that looks good though, dude.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
turned
good.
out really nice. If the wife would stop smoking at all.
That's what it's made for, right? That's what you should grow
Yeah,
it for.
yeah, it's true enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, I grew that, and then there's this. This is the outdoor, the Kush, the tropical Kush. It was called. It's really
Good.
nice for outdoor. It actually packs quite a punch. It's pretty nice. I had some Cherry Garcia too, but it was like, yeah, it's all squished. It's just in a bag. That's been in my hunting gear for a week, so.
Fertilizers.
Those are pocket buds.
Well worked.
They still work. That's the kind of stuff that I would like roll up for my at work doobies.
Well, I just had that skunk ape pipe that I got, and you know what I mean. I put the miles on it. Just falling asleep in the blind.
That's what I just heard. I thought.
Oh damn! I thought something good happened. But
Oh,
I'm gonna do a dab. It's been a while since I've done this. So G-Bay, it's like so your outdoor season is getting down, and you mentioned that you got a few things already, like clones going on in there already. Do you got any bigger, broader plans for the indoor season over the winter, or you still just kind of more worried about your outdoor stuff making it through right now?
No, I got about at least 4 to 5 more weeks outdoors. But right now we just had so much rain and it's just been the worst environment. So like I got a lot of the PM I've gotten under control because I got on it right away and I've been kind of battling. I battle it before it shows up. So that one I'm not worried about, but the bud rot. So I'm learning like it kind of sucks because you want to grow big buds. You want to have these big fucking corn cob buds and show everybody off. For the last 3-4 years, I've been getting bigger and bigger plants, and it's just kind of causing more and more problems. I still get a lot. What I find is the mid-range size buds are the ones that fare out the best. So it's like I got to tone back the size and increase the. I got to change it up so like I don't get so much bud rot because it happens every year and I lose so much. Right, to try to get them to finish like week 6, there's no bud rot. Then they hit week 7, week 8, and it's fucking you look inside and it's all fucked. I don't know if we have the climate where I'm at to grow the style I grow because it kind of gets fucked every year right before harvest.
Yeah, that's a lot of frustration, but that's with the same thing that I've said a lot of times over here is outdoor growing is hard. And why I've kind of suggested autos is probably the best way to go. I can't say full-heartedly that it is because I've never actually done it to prove it, but it makes sense.
Let's watch chat.
So I've been thinking with the possible end to the divorce proceedings coming on here soon, and I'm sure just wishful thinking. I'm sure she's gonna try and drag it out. Well, let's hope. Anyways, I've been doing some property searching and I found a place that's a nice flat spot on with just a shitty fucking beat up old trailer, like 50-year-old trailer on it kind of thing, right? But it's flat yard that I'm thinking like, damn, I could do anything with this. It's nice, sunny, and all that. Happen to be right beside the in-laws. And I'm thinking that, like bringing over time, fucking, get rid of the trailer and either build or move a different new trailer in there or something like that, right? But I'm thinking of it from a gardening perspective. And I've got wood chips at disposal. And because like every place I look at, I'm looking at per possible garden and what can you do here and there. And this is just the most recent place I've looked at, is why I'm talking about this one now. It's not even likely that it'll fall into our hands, but so it's open but it's open fence too, right? Like just big pigeon wire or whatever, so everybody and their neighbor can see into your yard on all four sides. But I work for a tree company where wood chips are they're really easy to come by, and we're always looking for spots to dump. So I got an idea of if you were to build a big fucking berm and just keep backing all your loads up, and you can dump them and probably end up with a 5 to 6 foot fucking berm all the way across. I mean, you could even get a bobcat in and stack higher than that. You give it that time, a few years, and that's gonna just turn to fucking basically composted fucking dirt that you could fucking grow in. And then now you've got a living fence that, whether it's flowers, fruit and vegetable type material, you're going to set yourself up, or at least maybe there's something I'm overlooking and not thinking of. But this is my thoughts of some ways I could go with, because the soil down in this area isn't great. You'd want to rebuild your soil because it's all kind of hard, sandy type shit. And you see like all the aspen trees in the area, which is kind of what grows here, are all in decline and real sickly looking. So the ground doesn't seem too healthy. And so that'd be another good way to fucking put nutrients into the area too.
Yeah, no, wood chips, they grow a lot of shit. Like, I've been using them for a while as cover on the trail, like the path in my yards and stuff. And grows mushrooms, I'm telling you, it's pretty good. I put the weed barrier down to stop like the weed and grass that's coming up, because anything that makes it through just thrives, because the bottom layer of wood chips, if it's hardwood, it's good, because if it's pine, it's too acidic. I guess it breaks down.
Yep.
It's just, over time, it's kind of like all about that. But yeah, the hardwood ones, yeah, just like you're saying, over time, if you actually put them down on kind of shitty dirt or soil, ground, whatever you want to call it, they break down, and it's so much of what plants need. So if a seed makes it down between the wood chips and hits that little layer, it's a good layer to be at if you're a seed.
Yeah, it sounds So this is the shit that goes through my head recently. I just thought that'd be cool to me. You think of like if you look out in your yard, like I said, the place that you'd be living in is not desirable at all, and it does not bring much happiness. But you can, like I said, you can tear stuff down, have it moved out, build additions, there's ways to improve situations. And I'd rather look at it as a glass half full situation, as like a bare flat yard of with just endless possibilities. And it's only about an acre, but it's right next door to the in-laws, and their yard looks pretty much exactly the same. About an acre of dry flat land. And so it's like, well, okay, now you could really think about trying to do something cool here. Yeah.
My major issue is, say, when I moved in here 8 years ago or whatever, before I made the garden, everything was good. Now I got into the garden. What's happening is all the trees around my yard that aren't mine, because I got rid of all my trees, basically, are shading my yard out. So
Yeah,
I was looking at it today and just kind of studying it, and I'm not getting much sunlight on the plants anymore. So it's just like they just get fucking dewy overnight and in the morning, and then they kind of stay like that for way too long. And I use a leaf blower sometimes, but then that kind of drives water into the buds too. Like people say, oh no, that's, well, you know what I mean? Plants are designed to shed water naturally, but like
you gotta push
plants,
something in a
sometimes
bit.
when the leaves are all plain, the water goes right in there, and then it's just a It's a losing battle, but I got these tents down here and I put them to use, and I got a whole bunch of this stuff. So I'm not too worried. The early harvest of the Kush came off, and I got, I don't know how many jars, a bunch of jars up there already. This tent here and this little tent over here is full of the one plant, the G berry plant I had. We had to harvest it early. Miss G Bay said it was just starting to get bud rot like a son of a bitch, so she cut it all out and then harvested what was good. So yeah, we got that going on. There's another one out there, Banana Mac. It's been quite a bit of it's had to been thrown out. We've had to hack a bunch of it off because it had some rot. So we're fighting that on the second plant that's supposed to be harvested. We got this one that was the tropical Kush. We got it out early before there was any issues. It was weird. This plant started flowering like, I don't know, right when I put it out. So I didn't argue. And it wasn't an auto, it's a photo, it was a big plant. But who knows?
Yeah.
So,
You want to
I
do
got
that
lots.
for me? Go right ahead. I won't fight with you.
I'm just, I to the point now where I don't even get mad if plants fuck up. I'm like, whatever, man. Indoor is a different story. I'm in control of that. If it fucks up, well, what the fuck? What did I
Right.
do? Outdoors, if something goes south, I'm like, well, that sucks. Fucking on the next. If I lost the whole garden, I'd be pretty butthurt. But I'm getting used to just fucking tossing them here and there when you need to, right? Hey, Noof, I've seen him jump in chat. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Doof. Great to see you, brother.
Last
Yeah.
year you got given some weed though too, didn't you?
What's that, sir?
Didn't some people drop some extra plants off to you last year too though?
Yeah, my buddy phoned me up and told me, come pick them up if you want them.
There you go.
I still got to hear the real dark purple shit. I didn't really like it. It's going to end up in the garbage, probably. Like black. It looked black on there, but it's like dark purple.
Yeah.
That was. No, I don't even think you were here. We just had a recent conversation on one of our shows. I think you were gone hunting for that one. It might have been with EMF, where we were talking about purple weed not necessarily tasting all that good. Because I've got recent experience with that purple Kush that wasn't cushy at all and didn't taste very good. And it was just kind of crappy weed. And I think it was EMUF, and please someone correct me if I'm wrong. They were kind of saying the same about some purple stuff he had. And it kind of just makes me start wondering now, like pay more attention to, well, but at the same time, I have grown purple weed that is absolute fire. I had a cut of the perps that I was growing for a little bit. That was fucking really good stuff. So now I can yell to it, but I don't know. What's your guys? I'm
I don't know.
rattling clearly.
If it's outdoor, I think some of the outdoor, I think you could probably get purpling up when it starts to get cooler at night. And if you can manage to pull off a crop from outside and it's gotten cool at night, well, you might have some more plants that go purple just because of that. But same thing with indoors. If you want your plants to go purple, you can run your temperatures down in the evenings or at nighttime. That'll make your plants color up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tried to run some autos this summer to test out like the viability of it because I'm tired of fucking getting this far, having 10, 8, 9 footers and having to toss most of it. I'm getting kind of pissed about it. So I'm thinking about upping my plant count and doing autos, but I grew 8 or I don't know how many I did, 6, 8 or whatever. And I'm almost out of it already. So I'm like, well, that's probably not going to work. Unless I up my plant count like quite a bit. But then I don't really want a forest of fucking autoflowers in my yard either.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the trees. I was looking around today and I was moving the one plant that's in a pot still, chasing the sun with that one. But I'm looking at all my in-ground ones. And I'm like, the high noon kind of they get light, but then, between 11 and 1 maybe. And then all of a sudden it starts to hit trees again. And I'm like, But not my choice about those. I can't do anything about it, right? Plus, there's a new development coming into my town. Probably they're having meetings about it. I don't think it's completely verified, but it's gonna happen. I know it is. So when that does happen, my house, like where I sit, I have a laneway beside my house. It's like grass, left as a road easement kind of thing. So now that the school that's in front of my house has been out of commission for a few years, and it's from the school's been there since God knows when. So that's going to become a development there. The road, so my backyard is now going to be right beside a road. I don't really want to do what I've been doing. You guys have all seen it. It's kind of not low key. You peep over my fence, you're gonna be like, holy fuck. Most kids, you know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck. And then the trees. So I don't know, man. This might be the last year for the big old trees out there. I don't know.
I don't know, but that also sounds like another good indicator for you should be trying to autos out because they're less likely to get big as impressive. Like, let's face it, G, your garden is impressive, man. Like, I think most people that see videos of that just look back and are just like, oh.
Holy
But
fuck.
if
I
you go
impressed
through the
myself.
hassle of how much are you guys gonna end up cutting out to how much you end up harvesting at the end of the year and all the headaches because your time is worth something, that frustration. Autos, their autos are a little bit more predictable, and you kind of, I have a feeling your area is just like mine, and it sounds like right around Labor Day every year where shit starts going down south. It may make it, it may not, and it's more of a gamble. Whereas you start doing your shit staggered just right, and you could, because what I think I want to do, because I'm already living in my head like I have a place of my own for next spring. You gotta have that, put that PMA, that positive mental attitude out there, right? And so I'm already thinking of popping auto seeds, at least 1 or 2 seeds every week for, I'll start in April or something like that and just see what happens so that next year I have a better understanding of what I can do. And I'll put photos out there too, just because I want to and see what happens and, do the swearing and cursing that comes with if you lose it. But I just that's my idea is to map out for autos, just plant some every week.
Well, the thing is too, like I just got to try someone else. I tried making my own autoflower seeds. It's not fucking easy. I'm not smart enough to do that. I just not. I'm not going to pretend I am. Just not. I tried. I made some monstrosities. We just threw in the garbage. They didn't even know what to do with themselves. It was funny trying to learn, and it was fun. But yeah, I'll leave it to the professionals. So I need to just find some better. I was using these teas, and I don't think that like, I even know going into it. I don't want to shit on these people, but it's kind of gimmicky, and I just didn't know how much to trust them. Oasis Genetics something. I got a bunch of different flavors or whatever, different strains. Because some of them they're not strains. The one was berry blue, so it's like I thought it was blueberry, but I caught it. You know what I mean? And there's some other ones, but they're all right, but they're a stick.
Yeah,
And a lot of autoflowers I've grown. I don't know if it's my growing style. If it might be me, could fucking very well be me. But I just get these sticks. These fucking sticks with the bud or two on them, like an ounce maybe per plant. And I don't know. Someone guide me in the right direction. Chat, hit me up. Who am I supposed to grow for autos?
Hypothetical gardener. Hit up
Yeah,
hypothetical gardener or day neutral preserves if you want male ones too.
I want extra large ones. Good big outdoor autos.
My 2 suggestions and the 2 people that I'm gonna lean on when I start growing autos are gonna be the 2 suggestions she just made, both hype and day neutral. I've grown a little bit of hype stuff and I love it. And with day neutral, I know him. He's an awesome member of our crew, and I think very highly of him. And I just, if I have any questions, I can get a hold of him. What up, Blue Kiss? And he can get back to me.
Hi,
So,
we're very jealous of you.
What's up, Fluff?
Hi, Fluff. How are you, Fluff? Oh,
Oh look, people
so
texting each
cute.
other. Yay!
Diggity Dank
John,
says there too. His whole high goes to fresh frozen.
you're on
Hey,
mute,
Fluff.
Fluff.
Hey, Fluff, you're on mute again, asshole.
I think.
Oh, getting diggy.
Oh,
yeah.
Blue Kid. Always good. Always good to see her.
Yeah.
Mephisto. Okay.
Some
That's
night
pretty- I
owl.
think she thought. I
Although
think
she
she's under
did
the impression we could hear her.
some night owl.
It's good.
Or
He's gonna fall flat on his face.
Fluff, you're on mute.
Oh yeah, muted up there, Fluff.
We can't hear you.
Fucking you get those fucking-
I'm out.
You might press the mute
I
button.
do a little dance.
Great.
That's funny.
TB,
Yeah.
I ran some of 2020's Mendocino's autos. First time when I first run back in trying to be like, all right, if I have a little bit of a light leak, well then I won't have to worry about it. That type of a thing. And knowing that I wasn't going to have to keep anything, so I just ran them kind of like I would have run a normal plant and trained them like I would have done a normal plant. And I think 3 of them gave me a little over, almost a little under 3 ounces. And then I had 4 of them that gave me, I don't know, like a little over 3.5 ounces each. And so I felt like, okay, if someone was going to do these things, that seems reasonable amount per plant. You know, that's not much different from if you would have started a photo period and just ran a small photo period, it wouldn't have gotten that much bigger depending on how big of a pot you have them in.
Yeah, basically what happened last, I popped a couple clones last time that were here after spring clone run basically, and I just flipped them right out of the solo cup, basically transplanted them and then flipped them right away. And it was basically looked like after all said and done, it basically looked like what an autoflower looked like when it's all said and done, just a very small plant. But I'm like, I don't know. I've pulled off some outdoor crops, and I think that's what my problem is. I've pulled off some fucking nice ones, man. So I'm like, I'm chasing the dragon as to say, I'm like, oh, where's the good old days where I didn't have fucking trees all over the place blocking all the sunshine in my yard. I think that's the issue. It's gotten worse progressively, and the only thing I can really think of is the progressive shade that's grown in my yard. I don't know. I grow enough indoors now. I'm getting better at indoor because I've only been indoor 4 or 5 years, so I'm just kind of dialing it in now, where I'm getting wherever those nugs are. I had the whole, but you know what I mean. Growing weed that's decent now. So the outdoor doesn't matter as much to me anymore, but it's in my heart, so I got to still do it. But we got to figure it out. This early flowering stuff or some autoflower stuff, or it was Thunder Dan. He had an idea. Hear me out. Maybe chat. You can get back on us with this idea.
I heard that idea.
You know where I'm going with this then.
Oh, I do.
Like, get them flower in a couple weeks and then put them outside, and like you'll find strains that won't flip back. And I living proof. The tropical kush I had, I didn't flip it, but for some reason it went into flower very, very, very early and did not come out and grew big giant nuts. So if you can find strains that you could flower indoors for a few weeks prior to putting outdoors, you know, 5-6 weeks outside, maybe even longer, you can get into some sativa types that way. Do half the flowering indoors, half the flowering outside pretty well. It's an idea anyways, right?
Yeah.
I could see that because with the re-vegging, I haven't had the luck of what other people have told me, sometimes as low as 3 or 4 weeks re-veg time. I'm usually closer to 2 months before I see signs or re-veg shoots coming out. Now, I'll be the first to say there's a good chance I'm fucking something up and doing it wrong to have slow results like that. But I could see that if you're like, you're doing putting 4 or 5 weeks in, and another month after that for a lot of strains, 8 weeks, 10 weeks. That's
I got permission for a greenhouse. Well, not permission. Like I don't need
That's
permission.
right.
Let's rewind that. I don't need permission to do things and whatever. It's not like that. Me and Miss G-Bay don't. That's not our style. But anyways, we were talking, and a greenhouse is not something that's fucking out of the question. But we're just thinking. I don't know. We got a pretty tight situation already with half the yard, like the yard divided in half already. And me with the beds and the wood chips, those beds aren't permanent or anything. They're just old pieces of dock, actually. Like when I demoed a dock, I took off some of the wood home and made fucking garden beds out of it. But that's another way I'm thinking, because tap some power into that sucker and get some real nice big fans up top and actually do some quality environmental control as to humidity and airflow and such. I won't be able to grow the style I do in ground monsters, but I'll at least have my outdoor grow that I can go out there in the summer and use the sun as the power and have my fun with it.
Why
you'd
can't
have a
you
lot of
use
fun.
the ground? You can use the
Hmm?
ground. Hey, you can use the
Yeah,
ground,
but
can't you?
they get fucking gigantic when you put them in the ground, man. I wouldn't want to cover one because it would grow so well with the cover that it would probably cause an issue just by outgrowing its fucking plate, But you're in control of that too, so I guess you could do it. But I've never grown in a greenhouse, and I think having that advantage, because I think a greenhouse would be an advantage because you can now control certain aspects, right? So that's an improvement. And hey, I know how big they get just fucking throwing fucking plants in the ground. So I'd be scared to grow in a greenhouse a bit, but not really.
It could be a challenge for sure. I think especially depending on dimensions of the
Well, you
greenhouse.
got to
How big.
think. Well, it's like you say the containment is a good thing because you're in control. Well, when you get something that's bad inside, now it's contained. Like it can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where outdoor plants, some people like I get aphids sometimes. I'm like, give it a week or two. Watch this, man. You're gonna see little ladybug babies, man, crawling all over the place, munching the shit and everything, and they'll all be gone right around before they kick into flower. No more aphids will be around. Sure enough, boom, it's just gone. I spray a little bit too, but it's like I try not to at some points because when these ladybug things, I get ladybugs in my garden heavy. It's like they do their thing all over my plants and have babies everywhere. And I love it because they're voracious.
Well, especially if you could get them to stick around and do their thing in your yard like that. My
They're not here
understanding, I've
long.
never used them because my understanding is when you buy them, that they don't stick around. Given the chance, they're gonna fuck off or they'll fly into the light, kill themselves that way.
Yeah, these are
But
just natural.
that'd be awesome. I can't think of any gardens that I've had like where you'll see ladybugs there, but you're talking about you might see 1 or 2 in the entire garden, right? Whereas they sound like you get quite a bit of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. First time it happened, I didn't know, like most people, right? Like, oh, what the fuck's this thing? Yeah, I was killing them. Not the ladybugs, but the babies, little alligator looking fuckers. But yeah, I was just like, what the fuck are these things? And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, they kill like 20 times more than an adult. Wicked. I just fucking killed a bunch. Whoops.
I
Never know.
had an ex-girlfriend for like probably 15 years ago where she had this fear of ladybugs because, and the story she told me, and I have no reason not to believe her rather than I've just never seen or heard anything of this other than when she's telling me about it. But anyways, they went to a cabin down in the lower mainland area that was just loaded with like they're just coming in the cracks of this cabin like all over the fucking place, thousands of them apparently. I was just like, huh. But anyways, I think that'd be cool. I would like to see something like that because I think ladybugs are pretty. Where anyway, she has this weird, crazy fear of ladybugs now because of this incident. I'm like,
Miss G-Bay don't like many bugs, but I do get her to kill the spiders.
Aw,
You guys, you
that's
guys,
nice of her that she lets
you
you do
guys can
that.
tease me for that. I don't fuck with spiders.
I'm not allowed to garden with beneficial bugs in the house. That's where one spot where Ashley just flat out. I'm bringing them right into the bedroom, so I see her point. And like earlier in the first half of tonight's episode, before Fluff canceled that one too,
Okay.
well, I was talking about how she puts up with a lot for me, but that is one where she's kind of stressed that please don't do that. And I was okay. There's other ways to find. There's other ways to milk a cow. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Funny I chose that as this. I don't know.
I had a bag of it's called like grub grenade or like same company kind of deal. It's like nematodes, beneficial little critters, right? And I ordered it and it came, and I'm like, trying to explain as openly and as nice and as fucking convincing as I could that it's all good, right? Because I had gotten, I believe someone might be smarter. Well, someone is smart out there, smarter than me. A lot of people are. I'm real stone, can't talk right now. But what I'm trying to get
I'm
at
with
is
you.
the bug I'm about to explain. Hopefully, it's the right thing. But it was soil mites or something. These tiny ass little white things. I got real scared. I forget it was the soil I was using or something. I'm like, oh shit, I got fucking something, whatever, right? So I got these bugs to go through the soil and whatever. But meanwhile, these other ones apparently are just bugs that break down organic matter and don't really do anything. So I'm like, okay, fucking whatever. But they're just tiny ass, tiny, and they were all on the outside of my fabric bag. So it's like, oh man,
This is, what
that
are
was
we
pretty
pressing,
crazy.
guys?
Some heights.
We're doing hype stuff.
What?
Good old mold mites, martial artist says. Yeah, there was
Oh,
some
for the
type of mite,
fresh.
but yeah, freaked the shit out of me, man. I was like,
Hey,
fuck,
Caribou,
never seen those before.
can
But
you
apparently they're not really, they're kind of like an inert bug, you know what I mean? Doesn't really, like kind
Caribou,
of like
can
the
you put
springtails there. If they're there, they're
Paula
there.
on the
But,
big screen?
ooh, squishing.
Isn't she already?
Oh, no. Oh,
There you go.
my bad. My bad. I was on the wrong screen. I'm stoned. Pay no mind to me.
It's all good. That seems to be a common thing. I can't talk good. GB can't talk good, and you're blind, so that's all. I'll
Okay,
make
so-
it true.
I'll come back to this in a moment because my arm is tired. So we're gonna pan this away. There's hype.
What up, hype?
There's hype. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sam. Sam is good. Is Sam going back for seconds in the rice pudding?
I just don't want to eat one of the steaks. The cinnamon stick, I mean. Oh, I found one. Oh, I found a couple. I don't know. Yeah, the cinnamon stick? No.
No, the rice pudding.
Yeah, the rice pudding's
Ooh, back in the rice pudding.
Ooh, infused pulled pork, probably.
It's pulled chicken. I did pulled chicken with barbecue sauce for dinner tonight.
Sounds
Hell
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take that down before I puke from all the whirling around. Oh, I'm getting dizzy.
Oh,
Oh, Paul, the food looks great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looking
Yeah, the
great.
barbecue, I just use regular barbecue sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper, and a little bit of
So, is there anything there that isn't infused that you guys are eating, or is it like a solid rule? Everything has to be infused, or
ketchup, a little bit of vinegar, a little brown sugar, a little bit of spices,
He's
I
not
think they
listening to
have
us.
both, Caribou.
brown sugar because I made a can of brown sugar.
I think the barbecue
And then,
sauce was
mayonnaise
infused and they had some without it.
So,
You could choose
yeah.
either one.
and in that, I just use, like I said, some
Like a Booster's buffet.
all-purpose, whatever it was that I found over there.
I feel like infused should have been a golden rule. Everybody goes to bed early. That's the rule. Infuse that shit.
oh. I fucking just talking about bugs creeps me out. I don't want fucking indoors is not so bad. But when you get bugs indoors,
How long were you pressing? 3:30. Let it melt for 1 minute, pressing for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's just the gradual buildup over time because we want the trichomes to melt. We don't want to squeeze it out.
What do you, what is your ultimate pressure at the end?
Right. It all depends on how many grams. We're going to go to 1,000 because it's not that very many grams in there.
It's like dab school. Great. We need.
Wow.
the dabbing cabin.
Right? Y'all, my arm is so tired of holding the phone up. And I feel rude. So like being in the middle.
That's wrong.
Cheers.
I know.
Oh, we smoking again?
We're smoking again.
Smoking some
I do have. I left
yeah.
the pre-roll. I left a hood downstairs. That's downstairs.
Smoked all the dabs. We're on the flower now.
Oh, nope. It can melt longer.
It can melt longer.
Yeah,
Right.
nothing came out. See? So you're gonna go melt. And go a little bit harder. Kind of a little bit harder.
Right? Wait for minutes and then no, not happening. Sorry, I'll put we'll put on ourselves on mute, guys.
I wonder if she even knew that she was actually kind of like on spotlight showing everyone around. I was like, great. I was gonna run downstairs and grab a piece of pizza. No bullshit. I was like, that was my thought in my head. It was like, Paul is showing all this good food. Hey, what do I got to eat? And it's just like, oh, there's pizza downstairs.
Ooh, pizza rolls, yummy.
Just showing all that food and getting, then on top of that, the munchies are kicking in.
I know, right? You're doing dabs and smoking joints all night long. It's like, oh, food just so good.
Like, oh, here's that food again.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. Up hunting there, the guy went with his old lady, Sandy. Fucking shout out to her. She did all the cooking. I just paid him a couple $100 and he brought up all the food. So picture like some 70-something-year-old dude's wife cooking all the food for what was up there, man. He brought up these tins of cookies and shit. I snuck them right into my tent. I downloaded Netflix and shit. I'm just in there in my cot.
Hunt hard. Yeah.
See, like, nobody's ever loved me enough to do that for me when I go out of work out of town. It was always just like, I don't know, yay, he's gone, or I don't know if I don't think it's ever actually been that case, but you know what I mean. It's the few times that there's have gone out with 3 days out of town, and you get like a few freezer meals or whatever that were pre-made for you. It's fucking great. I love it. You know what
Yeah,
my new
you got the
favorite
bird,
thing in
dude.
life is these days? Is just about every morning when I get up, the coffee is already in the coffee maker for me, and I didn't do that. To me, that is fucking amazing. I was like, that's like it's the little things in life, guys. I tell you, it doesn't take much to keep me like ecstatic. And
That's because you bang around too much when you're making it in the morning.
is that what that is?
I mean,
Oh,
if you
shit.
have to like grind your coffee,
No,
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 no.
I
Okay.
I do like grinded coffee, but it's actually, but I typically will just get like a big can of like the Nabob or the McDonald's stuff. But like there's grounded coffee is good, but that is probably does have something to do with why we don't buy that anymore. But not early in the morning. But I it's not very quiet around here. I've noticed, like, cause I get up just about every morning and I'll grab my laptop and I'll go down to the table downstairs and like watch YouTube videos, or sometimes I'm editing stuff, or I'll be doing like the wake and bake shows, and I'll have it down to what I think is very quiet. And I'll walk upstairs to go to the bathroom or get something out of here, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can hear that loud and clear. So even when you're freaking trying to be quiet, it's hard to be sometimes. So I can only imagine when I freaking get up and I'm freaking, I don't know, you're in a bad mood and you're fucking crashing and banging, or oh shit, fucking crashing and banging, as I said, as a roller gorilla thing fell off the fucking tent. It's out to get me. You know, or something like that, or it's like, I imagine that really fucking wakes people up. Or doing laundry. That's another one, right? You're trying to be
Oh,
quiet, opening and closing the doors. For that's, there's always a bit of a crash and a bang with that.
Yeah.
I found
Living in
that's
apartments, having people walk around above you, that was the worst.
yeah. Yeah, especially if they had a kid with
Fuck
like
yeah.
some
Kids
kind
running
of
back and
toy
forth.
with
Like,
wheels on it. Fucking the wheels fucking across your floor all day long.
just running back and forth up and down the hallway for what seemed like hours, like chasing each other. You're like, why put those kids to bed?
The good thing for me though is when I've lived in two apartments in my life, and I was in my early 20s for both of those. So straight up, my stereo was the loudest thing in both of those apartments, and was part of the reason why I didn't get kicked out so much as asked to leave, but that was one of their excuses for that. But also, I knew the manager's granddaughter who lived in the same building, like right next door to me. And there's a mutual friend of ours that there was fucking, they had some sort of falling out. And because I knew Jeanette, I got fucking wrapped up in all that shit too. But at the end of the day, Jeanette was one of my very best friends. She passed away about 15 years ago. So rest her soul. Great person. Shit. That's that fucking. That's someone I miss though. You know when you haven't thought of someone for like a long time, and it's you do think about it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is when I was friends with her. I'd met her through the neighbor, and she was living in Edmonton, and so we just kind of start talking on the phone as you do. She ends up moving back to Prince George, and she started getting into fucking hanging out with different crew. I never hung out with a gang per se. I hung out with a group of people who actually used to fight with gangs, but like against them. We wouldn't take sides against shit, right? We're just fucking kind of independents in a way, I guess you'd say. And she started hanging out with the different crew, falling out. And then I remember we were just kind of after a few months, as friends do, fucking you start putting shit back together. And we were over the of course a few weeks, months, whatever. And I was going to my cousin's wedding down in the Picton area. And she comes over, and she was a meth user at the time, pretty strung out. And she sleeps in my armchair for fucking half the day or whatever. And I remember getting up, or she just pops up all of a sudden full of energy. All right, Bradley, I'm done. I'll see you later. I'll be back. And she walked out the door. And later that day, some of my parents picked me up, and we went down to my cousin's wedding down in Penticton. And when I got home, my buddy Mel, that was staying at my place, was watching my cat for me. Oh, Jeanette's dead. Huh? What? And what had happened was her and some of these fucking thugs that she was trying to crew around with fucking They fucking jacked some guy, stuck him in the trunk of his own vehicle, got in a high speed chase with the cops, wrapped that car around a telephone pole, and she died on impact. That was fucking shit. What happened around here while I was gone? But that was a bit of a tough one. But it was also because of that shit though, was why you gotta go your way, I gotta go my way, because I was trying to find my way out of that kind of shit. I don't want this. And it was shortly after that I ended up moving to Williams Lake. Afraid one of the big reasons for that, like, yeah, I'd met a girl at that time who lived there, but I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, fucking, it was fucking this stupid, crazy shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was a very good friend of mine at a time there, and you know how it is, you miss people after a while.
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, "Fuck, Caribou, you just fucking destroyed the mood."
We can't top that story. Yeah. No, I was kind of nothing that serious for me, but like I started to see, like, not all the time, but I had seen a gun and shit, and I was like, oh, like that's not just for hunting. I'm changing my friends. I'm out of this fucking group. You know, like poor Candace, Miss G-Bay there, when we first met, sorry, we've known each other since kids, but first living together and shit like that. I had her living at a place where, you know, these roommates of mine were not nice people. And like they are to me, they're my friends, I guess, and people I know and like, but they don't do nice things, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty bad. I look back, I'm like, hey, fuck, I'm so glad I changed my ways, man. Because yeah, some of those people are no longer with us.
Yep. A lot of them. But actually, the neighbor that introduced me to Jeanette, her little brother, he used to call him the little pusher. He used to buy blow off him all the time. And because he was always front you stuff just to fucking get some more gone kind of thing. And as soon as I moved to Williams Lake, about a month or two later, I hear a story about he got fucking shot in the Moxie's parking lot. I was like, holy fuck, that's stupid shit. But that was one of those kids that just he listened to the rap music and like guys like Tupac and the Thug Life type shit. And he embraced that. He sought out that type of lifestyle. And it was when I heard that he had been fucking hit, I was actually, that one surprised me at all. That was another one where he was an example of good people just do dumb shit sometimes. And my understanding of that one is he keyed somebody's truck in a parking lot. And someone saw him do it, and whatever ensues. I was like, fucking dumb shit. Imagine that, eh? You keying somebody's vehicle, and next thing you know, you're in hell. How you doing, Mrs. G-Bay?
Hello. I'm doing well. How's everyone?
Well, I just depressed the shit out of everybody around tonight, so hopefully you've got happy stuff to speak about.
Bright.
Sorry, I was feeling weak.
I'm gonna hop off, everybody, but as always, awesome hanging out with everybody. And
Night,
everybody
Hubie.
at Booth Crew.
See you.
Hey.
Washer.
Watch over time. There we go. So let's just get it up to date here.
Yeah,
This is the booth meetup. I don't know if you've been paying attention there. So there's Fluff and Paula and High and Tight and Bees and,
Awesome.
and a bunch of other people. We're not jealous at all that we're not there.
No.
They're eating and have fun and yeah.
Right. Well, I'm happy for them. That's awesome.
I noticed Fluff's got the giant arm cast off there. That's got to be pretty great there. That'd be fucking.
Yeah.
I would hate that. I was talking with him not long ago about how just I've never had that one, and that's just got to be not being able to move that area, and it's just got to
Gotta hang his arm around like a monkey.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I remember growing up, we probably all knew this kid too, the one kid that seemed to be like glass and just break something every time he falls. There was a kid named Justin that lived just down the street and around the corner kind of thing for me. I remember he broke the same leg like 3 times over a period of what, like 3, 4 or 5 years, somewhere around there. Like it was insane. Back
You
in
know who I
elementary school.
Yeah, there was a kid named, elementary school, same thing. Yeah, there was a kid named James Perry. You probably,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah,
blonde
that kid was broken all the time. Like it'd be like a hand, an arm, a fucking leg, the same arm. Like it was just, there was always something broken.
Yeah. Or actually, now that I think about it, back in high school, there's a kid they used to call him Bones. And this poor kid actually did have some sort of degenerative disease in his joints where like and he was tiny. Like I was a small, skinny kid, but I was big compared to this kid. And people used to fuck with him and it used to seriously hurt him. Like you'd pick him up,
Oh, no.
but just his joint, like you were
That's
causing him
awful.
serious pain. And it's when you shit like
It's
that, it used to
bad
kind
back
of be
then.
funny at the times, and now you just fucking feel terrible. I can
Now,
honestly say
now
I
we
never
realize it was
actually fucked
bullying.
with him, but you used to see it all the time. This kid getting fucked with, and then he's in tears and shit like that. And at first, I remember it was like you would see someone do something kind of like rough, but not something that you would think would invoke tears, right? And you kind of like what that wasn't much. Maybe he's faking or whatever. And then it's like you're someone that actually knows him and is like, no, like this, he's actually got something going on. Like these people
But
are
it
fucking.
sucks because it takes you to be an adult to realize that, right? Like you don't realize that at the time at that age that like he's not just being a wimp, it's something, he's got something serious. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Or another one, like I remember when I broke my collarbone, there was a guy that I kind of freaking I don't even know where it's come from. Me and him used to be good friends, and all of a sudden he had something against me. But I broke my collarbone, and he sees me coming down the hallway, and he thought, there's a good chance to nail him. He fucking elbowed me right in the fucking shoulder. I was like,
oh my
holy.
God.
Like it was
Oh
like
my
almost like you're seeing stars. It hurt so bad. And
Yeah.
then, but one of the guys on the senior rugby team, because I played a little bit of rugby in the earlier high school days, he saw that because he was walking 20, 30 feet behind, and he fucking saw that. Just fucking grabbed this guy into the locker. You don't fuck with him. That cheap shot bullshit. Because that was another one. This guy Trevor, I was one of those people that's always been known for a stand-up motherfucker, and he's big, so is sticking up for people like that. And then yeah, so like it. But anyways, when you have a bit of or like later in life, now that we're all older and a lot of us have bad backs or whatever, and you're dealing with kids and stuff like that, and your back's out for a week for whatever, and you get that and that tell, and you think of like people live like that, like that Anthony kid that I was talking about, Bones, that was like his entire life, and people used to go out of their way to fuck with that. I just like that's
Yeah.
There's a comment back here a bit. It made me laugh because earlier in the show, before Miss Jiva was home, I was talking about putting a greenhouse in. And I'm like, I got permission or whatever, but I'm like, I don't need fucking permission. Blah, 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 blah. I like me and Miss Jiva don't have that kind of relationship. And then Shredder's like, fucking hey, I want to know if we're allowed to have a greenhouse. So Miss Jiva, what do you
No,
say?
I totally I came to him today and I said, yeah, not that you need permission. It was more or less like, yeah, I've been thinking about it and I think it would be a really good idea for us to have that because when he was gone, I just kind of, I don't know, I was tending to everything on my own.
She
like
was
any
the
decisions,
head
it was
grower
me.
when I
Like
was
there was
gone.
no one else, right? Like I couldn't even get a hold of him. He had no service. So it came to the point where I had 2 plants rotting, one way faster than the other. The other's still up, but I have a gut feeling it won't be up for much longer. But anyway, the plant I had to make this decision on was his cross. So I just felt even more like shit. I don't want to take it down early because I was scoping it and we're not 70-30, but we're close, I would think. So it was just kind of like, oh man, I didn't want it to be my final decision. We have doubles of everything else in the garden and not those two that are rotting. So anyway, after all of that and all the headache and stress, and then I did take it down. I harvested it. I freaking had it all hanging in here. I had a buddy come over. We were trimming rod out of it. I thought, man, if we had a greenhouse, this would be a lot easier. So I went to him today and I'm like, totally down for the greenhouse. I don't care how much it costs. Let's get it done.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Well,
I
the
like
thing is,
that.
I grow on that whole side of the garden or the whole side of the yard anyways. Like
Sure.
that's just, it's already my side anyways. It's going to be garden of some sort anyway. It's not like
Yeah, it's already a garden. What's the
So-
difference of it being covered or not? Like,
I might just do a tube frame poly, like the actual plastic, not sheets, but almost tarp or whatever.
Yep.
So because I can't afford to have like a concrete pad and a permanent structure and all that, because then that requires the town to get involved and
the
all
farm
that
I went
shit.
to didn't have that either, though. They just had the black matting, the wood chips, and then
A hoop house basically is what I'll be doing probably, but I
Yeah.
want to
they had
have straight
heating under the
walls,
ground, which is I know different. But
straight walls, kind of gable roof, like a single
Yeah.
piece.
That
yeah,
still sounds all right though, dude. Like I'm excited to hear this for you. Like I don't like hearing about you guys having to butcher up your plants and start chucking
oh
stuff out.
man,
So
like every cola you'd go through is like, oh shit, there's some rot here, there's some rot here, and then you realize it's the whole fucking thing,
yeah,
and it went
that's just
so
hard.
fast on me.
That's yeah.
Um,
So Dave, it's like it just so auto flowers is one of the things we talked about. Like that would be in my situation, that would be my go-to because the greenhouse, like I'm talking like Miss GB, like I'll be living in a situation where I can grow outdoors next year. That's where my mindset is at right now. Get the fuck out of here into a place I can grow outdoors. Greenhouse is actually unlikely, but we kind of got similar things where this time of year, it's a coin toss on whether you're actually going to be able to get your harvest out or not, right? So for
Yeah.
my situation, autos, but like it's in yours, so like quality control or air control and environmental control. That's the word I'm looking for, right? That's
Yeah.
the next logical step if you're not looking for autos or autos in there or whatever. And it makes me happy to see people when you're able to adapt and overcome,
Yeah, well yeah, exactly. Like my uncle was showing me pictures today of what he did and kind of the same idea, but there is no heating. He doesn't do it year round outside, so he doesn't really need the heating. And yeah, his plants look amazing. He has no PM, no rot.
I wouldn't be doing it year round. I'd be using it strictly just for the summer.
Mhm.
But I like the idea of it because then I can still lift the sides of it up a few feet, get that natural airflow. But
Yeah.
I can also put powered stuff out there and have it actually covered out of the elements. I can cover up the sides again if I want.
That's a
Um,
cool
well,
idea.
I really have to tone down my
We would need more than 12 tops.
quality.
Mhm. We're looking at like 50 feet by
I don't know, that side of the yard's big, but like
it's huge.
I'd really like to have the greenhouse off the house. Just like, you've seen them before. They're kind of old school. You don't really see them too often now as modern, but kind of like sloped just off the side of the house, right?
Yeah.
So
Kind of like
I don't know. We got a lot of ideas. I don't really have money to do much, so I don't think it'll be happening anytime soon, but
We'll
it's
see.
a cool idea to work forward to, right?
Absolutely. One of the things we did when we bought the property with the X there was that first summer I went and marked off a 24 by 36 or 63 foot area for a garden. And then we built a 20 by 10 foot greenhouse with a carpenter buddy of mine. We framed it up. And it's like had all this fucking amazing area, and it's just like gone. It's like, and we never forgot it to the point of like fully functional because there's always the startup problems that when you don't know much about gardening, which was the honest God truth. Like you move in there and you had sandy soil with grass growing in it. you try planting fucking corn in that, and yeah, you get corn shoots growing, but that's all it really gets to. And you gotta, okay, well, why is that? And okay, well, when we'll plant the potatoes over there, but okay, well, are you get ants chewing into them and shit like that? So, and then every year it's like you start solving problems, but then you get another problem, stuff like that. Never got it fully realized. So I'm rooting for you guys because, well, it is, well, that's
We're
what
gonna
you
try
do.
something different next year.
Oh,
Because he grows too nice of plants to see them go through what they're going through right now. Or at least the two that are going through it. Not everything's doing it, but
I
this
haven't.
was so disheartening. Even my buddy that came over and helped me, every time we had to trim him out a piece of rot, he's like, man, I didn't even start this plant. I haven't even tended to it this entire time. But this is killing me. Like, this sucks, man. Like, yeah, it does suck. Because even if it's like we have enough of it, but just knowing that I could have potentially just given that to someone else to help them instead of throwing it in the garbage. It's like, oh man, this sucks.
Yeah.
It's the outdoor game though. So I haven't
It is,
tried.
but,
Like I haven't really tried anything crazy
yeah,
in battle, like to alleviate much of this stuff. Like a lot of people say labs is really good for it. Like you know what I mean? But I don't have the capabilities or time to do any of that. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's easy,
no.
all that, but like some of that's I think there's still a lot left in the toolbox to alleviate and still maintain a garden like I do, but fuck, I try with the most like a lot of other stuff and a lot of I'm trying out there and it's still a losing battle almost every year. So I'm kind of getting a little tired of it. I used to not care because I used to not grow indoors. So it's like I had to get it outdoors, right?
Yeah.
But now that I grow indoors, I'm a little less concerned and it's just not worth my
Well,
fucking
and you're
stress.
tending more to the indoor and I'm tending more to the outdoor. And I don't know, man. Like, I just want to see I want to see everything succeed.
Okay, Shredder here in the comments, he says
Yeah.
he's been spraying his with labs a few times per week. Let us know, Shredder, because that's one thing I was kept hitting when I was doing my research against it. Now I
It
kept
seems to be working.
the milk, even just the milk and water mixture. I've never done it because I've just fuck.
Okay, I have a question about that. Wouldn't the milk go like funky on
Well, that's kind of what you're after, but you've diluted it enough so it's not really that funky. It's kind of just like microscopically funky.
But then you can't use the probiotics.
But yeah, the probiotics is kind of the same thing. I got this. I haven't tried this. I don't know if I mentioned this on the shit show the other week.
That
But
other grower said that he starts this from the beginning of the season and he's never had PM. You guys should see how tight this guy has plants. I've never seen plants so packed in there that have not been just rotted the fuck out.
yeah,
Huh.
so
Sorry, PM, like lots of PM.
Yeah.
Got nothing. And he just swears by water and probiotics.
but yeah, I haven't seen what probiotics he uses. Like he said, this
Yeah, he said I
stuff
talked
to
to him.
start yogurt or something. I don't know. I didn't really get into the topic.
No. He was saying you can use milk or yogurt
Oh.
or buy the powdered probiotic, and then
Also, powder. So
Well, that's-
probably the same thing.
yogurt
This is
would be
just that, but
lactose.
in a pill form. Lactobacillus
Yeah.
acidophilus or something like that. Live microorganisms.
yeah. See, that's what I was thinking. Like, yeah.
Bacillus subtilis, BT and BB, or yogurt or camphor or whatever.
No,
That's pro science. You want to extract the lactic acid?
yeah.
Thanks, Grape. Before
I just speaking of probiotics, started up my first batch of kombucha on Tuesday. I think that was pretty excited about that. Had our SCOBY come in the mail and starting that one up. Fluff's fucking puking his guts out if you can hear that, but that's okay. We don't mind that.
Yeah, I still haven't tried this, but I don't know. I think it's kind of a neat idea. I just had it in my head one day when I seen like the Jameson fucking supplements, right? Like the vitamins and all that.
Well, that's
I was having some CalMag issues with some flowering plants, and I'm like, fuck, I wish there was a good I gotta figure out this because the Gaia Green dry amendments I use are really great, but sometimes I run into issues every once in a while. Like it'd be nice if I had something just to whatever. And I was at Walmart or whatever walking around and I seen the pill bottle and it said like calcium plus magnesium or whatever, but just like a human vitamin. And I'm like, like I don't understand how this all works, right? So I'm not sure if you could use the same thing or whatever. I'm just got me thinking. So I started to reach around on the interwebs looking to see if people use like any pharmaceutical stuff that you buy, you know, at your local fucking Walgreens or Shoppers Drug Mart or whatever up here in Canada. And I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy a bottle and try it. But I haven't yet. I haven't tried it.
That's what I thought the cream.
Yeah. I never tried the milk one because that was my thought was like, yeah.
I mentioned it at the farm and he gave me this look like I would never fucking do that. So, I don't know.
Toasties on your side, grape. Best practice.
Yes,
Listen to grape. Oh. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's just,
Everyone has their thing though, right? To each their own.
disheartening, but I'm kind of training myself to look at outdoor growing as a more as a hobby, not as like a
Source.
not as a source of my cannabis.
That went through my head.
Because I'm like, you know what? The more I care about it, the more stressed I get about it. So if I just make sure I grow enough or whatever, you can get me anything I need to if I'm
My
shorthanded.
phone is dying.
And,
I have to go. So,
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Peace
everybody.
out.
Have fun.
bye, everybody.
Chilling at the dabbing cabin.
Do another last dab for y'all. All right. This one's for everybody. It's first annual Boo Fest down in Southern Illinois. Like I said, just the fact that that's going on to me is very cool.
Coconut milk and water. Right. 2 grapes is made to crystal turn brown after 3 days. Cut the PM. Yeah, I got the bag of goodies here. Miss GB just gone to grab some nuggets to roll a joint here, I guess. That's good. But yeah, that's all you can say about the outdoor, man, is have fun. I wish I was on top of a hill with no trees. I think life would be better, but yeah, you know what I mean?
It's all day sun.
I started out a few years ago with a lot more exposure and it didn't happen as bad. But now I'm a little more hollered in here. I got a the crabapple tree is mine, but there's a birch tree that's not. I was allowed to cut branches because it was kind of touching my shed, but I've already done that, and I kind of got the notion I took too much. I don't think so, but the neighbors do. Whatever. So I'm not allowed. There's no way I'll be able to cut any more of that tree. And then my other neighbors, their trees are nowhere near the fence line, so there's not even.
Damn.
I could ask, I guess, but fucking, you know what I mean. Are you mind cutting your tree a bit so my pot plants get more light, please? I can't see that being.
I would. I'd let you cut my trees for pot plants.
Yeah,
but the thing is, GB, odds are I probably already would have cut them down so that I could have light for my plants. So, you know, if anything, I'd be just, hey man, you want to help me get rid of all this fucking firewood?
Planted ornamental trees. You know, this lady, she will not be letting me cut any fucking thing. Hey, do you think Danielle will let me cut some trees so I get more light in my backyard?
Yeah.
Or Rochelle or whatever the fuck her name is?
Yeah, Rochelle. Nope.
Yeah.
So on our side, we can do what the fuck we want, though.
No, our side, but I'm saying, you know, her tree in her backyard, the one that's like blocked and everything.
Just girdle them.
No, but I don't mind because I can't see them in their hot tub, so.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we can't see them. They like to blare loud country music and drink and like, yeah, they're good people. I'd hang out by the fire and shit, but I don't mind a few trees between us and them. That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'd have a hard time with cranking country music. I
Hey,
do.
I listen to country music too here, and I listen to everything classical to country.
Yeah, but
music.
what's the worst part is though is like you're listening to country music. You guys know what it's like. Like it's kind of just talking about a lot of problems in your life and shit, right? Then you listen to them, and she's just fucking freaking at him. Like he can't do anything right, man. Like she'll ask him to go weed whack. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You don't do it like that." And then she starts like, honestly, if I were him, I'd be like, "Well, here you go. Fucking do it yourself."
It's comedy. Comedy.
It sounds like the fucking lady next door. All we hear is screaming and yelling through the fucking walls all day long. I'm like,
She even told her kid he was a fucking mistake. I'm like, oh
Well,
God.
we fuck around a little bit in this yard. Like we sometimes we snap. We're a young family, you know. You get annoyed with your kids or your wife or your husband or whatever. You know, blah, 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 fuck whatever, you know. But some days I'm just trying to sneak back inside. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there?
See
Man?
me.
oh,
You're like,
dude,
do I need to call anybody?
Yeah. He doesn't hit his kids.
It makes me because like the lady next door, it's her and her kid that are there, and we hear her screaming at him all day long. And the boyfriend, I kind of know on a very casual level. I see him throughout the community. And so we're on a hey, how's it going kind of basis, right? Nothing further than that. And he kind of comes and goes a couple times a week, and I'm like, is this why he's never actually around? Because she's just not miserable, like.
Yeah.
I call her the drunk bitch, fucking like 'cause she's just there's stories like that she gets loaded and then likes to broadcast all her fucking issues to who she's talking to one person usually that's right in front of her out back while they're having a cigarette. Problem is everybody fucking hears this stuff, and my 8-year-old daughter is one of the people hearing these things, and it's not just like your casual party stories. We're talking like traumatic shit that kids don't need to be fucking hearing about. And yeah, it's just like holy, like that's this people don't realize that just everybody's listening whether they
I
like
just
it or
laugh, like
Yeah.
if you walk down the alleyway, not the alleyway, but this grass laneway there, you just laugh because as you pass my yard, you'll hear reggae music and smell cannabis and barbecue chicken, and like it's a good time. And then you pass the next yard, and it's like, holy fuck, what's going on over there? 4 people, someone's getting in trouble. Meanwhile, they're just Saturday just trying to have a
Guys are
good
trying
time.
to mow his lawn. He's getting screamed at from the fucking deck.
Fuck, yeah.
Like, oh my God,
try
mow
that.
yourself then. Stop yelling.
Yeah. Too funny.
I had,
Anyways, let's not worry about other people's problems. It's Friday night.
it's-
We're all having a good time.
They had a great time, indeed it is. I had yesterday, or that was it yesterday or the day before, I don't know, or some point in time this week we go to a site where cutting trees, and oftentimes when you go to do the cut for trees for the hydro company, the people that live there not too fucking impressed with what's going on. I had this little lady that it's probably, I don't even know if she was 5 feet tall, tiny, and she's definitely at least in her 80s. And she's not happy about the trees that are getting trimmed. And she just starts cussing like a fucking sailor. And just like, hey, you taking that fucking tree down? Well, you may as fucking well. The thing's fucked now. And I'm just like, y'all have heard me speak. I swear too much, and I'll be the first to acknowledge that. This lady had me just put to shame. I was like, wow. And once again, you get kind of used to people being unhappy with what you're doing, but then she starts fucking just telling me how to do my job and using the F word while she did it. So I just kind of walked away because that's I got in trouble for talking to customers when they use bad words towards me, and I was told to walk away from now. Don't talk to customers anymore if they're yelling at you. Was like, okay, that works good. I'm fine with that. And so anyways, we're going on. We continue doing these trees, and next thing I know, this lady's husband's out there watching, and he's asking me the same questions. And he's not swearing. He's trying to be demanding, but he's not being a prick about it either, right? It's more in, well, you may as well do that kind of, right? Not being rude. Sorry. And my partner, he's up in the bucket trimming this tree. This old guy goes in there and he's actually starts trying to pull branches out of this tree. I'm just like, he's not no hard hat on, no, and like no steel toes, anything like that. The likelihood of something getting dropped on this guy's head is just like, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, sir, get out of there. Hey, you don't got a hard hat on. You got to get out of this site. He's like, huh? And I repeat myself. And he's like, I don't know, give me yours. I'm like, what? No, I'm not giving you my hard hat. And he's like, then he asks for it one more time. I'm like, no. And then he just kind of starts wandering away. It was just like, it was just a funny story for this week.
Dude,
I'd be
Oh,
thinking,
yeah.
and then this same we're working down because we're actually working in town. Typically, we do a lot of rural work, and we're doing another set of trees, and I'm on the ground, and I see this red truck coming from across an intersection, and let's kind of stop paying attention to it. Yeah, it's going slow enough. I'm well safe, kind of, all those things that would go through your head. And then the next thing I know, I hear crash bang, and I look, and this guy's fucking driving over one of our road signs. The black man that's like bent over with the shovel, scooping from a heap of dirt or whatever. He's running that over, and this thing isn't on the road. It's a good 5 feet off the road, and he just keeps coming. I'm like, looking, does he even realize that he just ran that thing over? And he's fucking driving by me and just no fucking clue that he just ran over this sign. And if he did, he's faking it really well, like nothing happened. I was just like, holy shit, this guy's another person that was clearly into their 80s at least. I was just like, wow, that was cool. I had some fun
That's
stuff
funny.
happen this week.
Yeah, having customers on site sometimes it's funny.
Well,
Or annoying.
it usually drives me nuts because they have good intentions, don't get me wrong, but like they want to help, and like I respect that, but like at the same time, if something happens to you, that is our work site right now. If something happens
you're
to
not
you
on
on our
our
work
insurance.
site, we're
Get the
in
hell out
shit.
of here.
So I just call these people a lawsuit waiting to happen, because whether they may have the best of intentions, if shit does happen, it's not good.
Yeah, everyone always say, "Oh man,
It'll be all
don't
your
worry."
fault
It's
if
like,
something
no, if
does
someone
happen.
fucking swings out, smokes you, and you're hurt, you're suing me, fucking guaranteed. Your little word
Well,
right now, are you saying that is
yeah.
good? It's not. It doesn't count.
Well, and the other thing is the equipment we're using is loud. Like, why do you want to be right in there? Like,
Yeah.
Just get fucking.
yeah, funny. Well,
All
what do
right,
you guys
everyone, man.
figure?
I'm gonna take off.
Sounds good,
Good hanging
Kingfisher.
out
Thanks
with
for
you.
joining us, brother.
Peace out.
Yeah, man. Good times.
I was just about to suggest the same. It's you guys figure about time to getting into the sexiest goodbye in the biz, and peace out for the weekend. Anybody have any good
I'm
plans for
down.
the weekend? Crazy Pop Mom, you're quiet up there. What are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, we got
But I'm
cold water
working
fall
right now,
fair.
that's why I'm quiet. What we're doing this weekend. Nothing. I actually don't think I have plans this weekend at all.
I got to work tomorrow, which we were hoping to go to a fishing derby nearby with some friends, but I took the day off on Monday or on Tuesday, so it's like you may as well go in, put that day in. It's getting, to be the end of the year, Christmas time's coming, there's all that good shit. So let's do the crunch. So that's what I got going on. How about you guys?
We got the Coldwater Fall Fair, and it's the boy's birthday. What, Sunday? Boy's birthday's on Sunday. So tomorrow we're going to the Coldwater Fall Fair, 10 o'clock a.m. sharp. There's a horse show. Can't miss that. According to my 9-year-old daughter, we best be at the fucking horse show.
Yeah, you've been told.
Yep, no, that's a special appointment by her. We missed the Crash Up Derby tonight, but it gets a little fucking rowdy. It's a small town. There's a lot of fucking.
I sold a lot of pre-rolls for that derby tonight.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
a lot of
kids are
hoopla
fine
goes
here.
on there. I'm not. 10 years ago, I'd be there right now. I'd be center stage, man. Woo!
Yeah, we don't need to see people center stage like you were.
we're done.
We're good.
So yeah, we're taking the kids there tomorrow, and then Sunday we're gonna take the boy around and let him buy a couple things. He wants a basketball. Daughter got into basketball at school, so the boy's like, "Hey, I want a basketball." So doing that. Yeah, little family time.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's I kind of thought about it after we go to my buddy's house there not long before the show, and we're smoking weed, and our daughters are like best friends, and they make the decision, oh, we're fucking we spend the night over here. Yep, that's fine. It's a regular occurrence. And then I kind of realized, well, I might not be around to pick them up at my regular time. Not okay, but yeah, I'm sure it's all good. Fucking I work with her dad, right? That's how we know each other so well. So it's I'm sure he would have said something if it was an issue. Good times
awesome.
indeed. With that, we're gonna get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. To everyone at the Boofers Ball, the Boof Fest, have fun. I cannot wait to see all the pictures and videos of this one, and let's start thinking about doing next year because I want to get in on this. We're
Niagara
thinking
Falls.
possibly Niagara Falls. I think that would be a good one right there.
Yep.
You're like, yeah, it's not far from my house. But yeah, no, it does seem like a good, fairly central location. And like I said, I hadn't been a good chat with Rosenman pre-show. He hasn't done a lot of traveling. I haven't done a lot of traveling outside of BC, and it would be cool. And it's the kind of thing where if I go, my kids are coming. You can generally expect that with me because when we go, we do it as a family. So somewhere like Niagara Falls, I'm sure there's a lot of really cool shit to do with families as well as our friends, right? So like,
It's an amazing family spot, especially for kids.
yeah,
Well, and adults, really. Yeah.
So let's have a lot of fun.
I want to make sure to shout out chat tonight. I've seen a lot of names in there. Haven't seen in a minute, so
that's great too. I saw Goblin in there. Martial artist. Cheers. Preem Grape. It's been a minute. Toasties. Back again tonight. Hooli Noof. Great group of people. Excellent group of people. Yeah. Weed Nerd back again. Cheers. With that, we're out of here. Everyone, once again, have a great weekend. How sexy was that goodbye? Fucking amazing.